What is up, kitchen table wizards? What's up, deck brewers from all over the world? A little bit of a different setup this time. I'm here at my office. I just finished building a deck for the winner of our Gauntlet Season 1. We're going to build a 5-color deck. But before we do, I really have to thank Cardmarket. They are supporting the show. They supported the show, and thanks to them I could send those nice prizes to you guys, including this deck. So if you never heard of Cardmarket, I'll put a link in the description beneath this video to try out Cardmarket. I give a €5 voucher to anyone who wants to try out Cardmarket for the first time for free. So do check it out, try it out. You maybe get yourself a booster or some singles. Now let's head into this 5-color madness I made. Normally we would start with the lands, but this time we're going to start with some sleeves, because this deck will of course be sent to our winner of the yearly leaderboard. These Dragon Shield Van Gogh sleeves will be the sleeves I'll be using to put the deck in after I do my deck tech. So when I asked our winner what do you want, he said 5-color Maelstrom. So let's start with a Maelstrom Nexus. That's an enchantment in all 5 colors, and the first spell you cast each turn has Cascade. So this gave us an opportunity to play a Garth One-Eye. I included the edged foil version of this 5-color 5/5, and when you tap it you may cast one of the following spells one time: Disenchant, Brain Geyser, Terror, Shivan Dragon, Regrowth and Black Lotus. And no, there won't be a Black Lotus in your sideboard, sorry. Green will be the most important color for our land base, so I decided to add 8 foil lands from Magic Origins. Really like this art. The 2 mountains I've added are from Khans of Tarkir, of course in foil, one is signed. Then 2 plains from Ixalan. And for the islands I wanted the Mirage art reprinted in Modern Horizons. And also 2 swamps from Modern Horizons. Then I added 1 Canopy Vista, 1 Cinderglade, 1 Prairie Stream, 1 Smoldering Marsh and 1 Sunken Hollow to help us with our mana fixing. The last 3 lands are these Evolving Wilds from Adventures from the Forgotten Realms. In this deck I play 15 creatures. Of course we already met Garth, but we have more 5-color creatures in this deck. The second one is called Maelstrom Archangel, a 5-color 5/5 with flying, and when it deals combat damage to a player, you may cast a spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. Then I also play Niv-Mizzet Reborn. This is a 6/6 flying dragon that when it enters the battlefield you reveal the top 10 cards of your library, and for each color pair choose a card that's exactly those colors and put them in your hand. And I play 17 cards from different color pairs. The next card is called Fusion Elemental. For 5 mana you get an 8/8. And this one is really cool with the next card. The Scion of Draco costs 12 mana, but it has Domain and it will cost 2 less for each basic land type among lands you control. It's a 4/4 dragon with flying, and each creature you control has Vigilance if it's white, Hexproof if it's blue, Lifelink if it's black, First Strike if it's red, and Trample if it's green. And remember that Fusion Elemental?
Oh yeah.
Now let's look at some more creatures in the deck. First we start with an Adult Gold Dragon. It has flying, Lifelink and haste. I also play a Baleful Strix. This black and blue artifact bird is a 1/1 with flying and death touch, and when it enters the battlefield you draw a card. Next up, General Ferrus Rockiric. a legendary human soldier that has hexproof from monocolored. It's a 3/1, and whenever you cast a multicolored spell, you create a 4/4 golem artifact token. So let's also add some golem artifact tokens. The next one is no river hoopoe. It's called Gretchen Twitch Willow, and it's a halfling druid that for 4 mana you can draw a card and play an extra land. The next one is called Leyline Prowler. Great because it makes mana of any color and it has Death Touch and Lifelink. And because it's black and green, it's also cool with Niv Mizzet. Next up is this legendary elemental called Plelat World Sculpture. When it enters the battlefield, you create a plant token for each basic land you control. And whenever a land enters the battlefield, you can put 4+1/+1 counters on target plant. And because we play a lot of basics, this one is also really good in the deck. The next two are mono green. I start with the Prosperous Innkeeper, very handy in our multicolor deck, and it also gains us a little bit of life, and that's good if you're a little bit more control-y. A Sakura Tribe Elder is also great in this deck, as it searches for a basic land whenever you sacrifice it. A card with a similar ability is this Solemn Simulacrum. When it enters the battlefield, you search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield tapped, and when it dies you draw a card. And then we also play this Territorial Kavu. It also has domain, and its power and toughness are equal to the number of basic land types. And when it attacks, you can discard a card, and if you do, you draw a card, or you can exile target card from a graveyard. Now let's look at some non-creature spells. The first one we already discussed, Maelstrom Nexus. But in this deck I also play one Bring to Light. That's a really cool spell in a 5-color deck, as you can search your library for a creature, instant or sorcery with converted mana cost equal or less than the amount of colors you use to cast Bring to Light, and then you can play that spell for free. The next one is a bit obscure. It's called Collective Restraint. It's an enchantment that has creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays X for each creature attacking you, where X is the number of basic land types you control. So this card combos well with the 2 copies of Nylea's Presence in the deck. Nylea's Presence is an enchanted land, and when it enters the battlefield you draw a card, but the enchanted land is also every basic land type, so it fixes your mana and works well with domain. Getting all those types on the battlefield is important, and that's why I also play 2 copies of Farseek and 1 copy of Kodama's Reach. A really nice card draw spell is also this Worldly Council. For only 2 mana you can look at the top 5 cards of your library and choose one. And Tribal Flames is also a domain card that deals 5 damage to any target. I also play one Eureka Moment, an instant that draws you 2 cards and you can put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. Niv Mizzet likes us to have 2 color spells in the deck, and Angrad's Rampage is a great removal spell in black and red. It deals with artifacts, creatures and planeswalkers. Another removal spell is this Drag Down. For 3 mana it usually gives target creature -5/-5. From the domain cards back to the multicolor cards with Farm, Market, destroy target attacking or blocking creature, or draw and discard some cards. Fire Ice is a great draw spell, combat trick and a removal spell in blue and red, something Niv Mizzet likes. And black and red we also play a Grave Upheaval, great to search for basic or to reanimate a creature from any graveyard. In a mid-range controlling deck it's important to have spot removal. And in white and red I think Justice Strike is a great include in the deck. In green and white I also include one Nature's Chant to deal with artifacts or enchantments, and artifacts and creatures are a great target for Putrefy in green and black. And then we also include one Utter End. It can exile any non-land permanent. Great card in white and black. These were our 60 cards, but we can add one more, Giganta the Wellspring is our companion. You can tap it to add 5 different colors of mana to your mana pool. So this was our 5 color mid-range domain deck with a lot of multicolors in it. Really tell me what you think about the deck in the comments below. Maybe you will also win a €10 card market voucher like this guy. Congratulations Bart Fair deck. Check out the descriptions below the video to find out how you can claim your voucher. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep it casual and see you in the gauntlets. Bye!